the championship matchup in the Mid-American Conference softball tournament. The Akron Zips, the top seed, unbeaten in this tournament against the 6th seed, Western Michigan. So what that means, Western Michigan would need to beat the Akron Zips twice. Akron wins, they are the Mid-American Conference champions. Along with Dane Richardson, I'm Dave Bacon. Dane, Akron has never won the Mid-American Conference softball tournament championship. You look over at Western Michigan, late inning heroics to get here against Ohio. Caitlin Ty serves one out to right field, 2-run score to give the Broncos the lead. They then plate the actual go-ahead run, diving in safely on a wild pitch to win it and advance over Ohio.
Backs against the wall, this team is gritty. They are never going to go away.
They met in the winners bracket final. Ohio down 2. Lily Sullivan walks it off with a grand slam.
Yes, she does. They tried to go with Ava Geyer the whole way. She served up the walk-off grand slam, but Akron's going to see a little bit of a different look today, going with the other freshman, Hannah Potts.
We will take a quick timeout. We'll have the starting lineups and first pitch straight ahead. Akron needs one win to become Mid-American Conference champs. We'll be right back to Firestone Stadium in downtown Akron. Stadium, downtown Akron, Ohio. Let us take a look at how Western Michigan will attack the Akron Zips offensively. Leading off, Bella Duncan batting second, Caitlin Ty, Jordan Smith bats third, Emily Lampella, Riley O'Brien, Annalise Niles, Kristen Head, Hannah Herman, and Megan Malarczyk. And they will be facing Maddie Jamrog in the circle for the Akron Zips. She was in the circle against Western Michigan in that game 2 days ago when Akron walked it off.
7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned 1 walk, 5 Ks. Jamrog was fantastic.
First pitch, ball 1 to Bella Duncan. Outstanding leadoff hitter, a freshman for Western Michigan. Gets in on her hands, foul back, 1-1.
Duncan was the only hitter in the Western Michigan order yesterday against Jamrog. Actually, one of 2 hitters, along with Tristan Head, that had multiple hits against the Akron right-hander.
Zips player straight away. Jamrog delivers outside corner. Good pitch, 1 ball, 2 strikes. She gets ahead.
if Akron doesn't have to, they're not going to go with a different pitcher. And Jamrog has stayed out of enough trouble against Ohio and looked good yesterday.
That one misses wide. 2-2 the count. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top 4 in this have been outstanding all season long, especially in this tournament. Jamrog delivers. That's going to be a base hit out into right field. Leadoff single for Bella Duncan.
She plays like her hair's on fire. Similar to how she started the tournament. She's dancing, she's screaming, she's having fun. They don't look like a team that's facing elimination.
Well, and the energy when you're in this situation, if you can score first, it puts a little bit of pressure on the other team. Up the middle, and a nice job by Jenkinson. Ranges over to grab that. Got in on that fist, so it was a little bit of a humpback liner. First out.
If Ty doesn't get around to it too quick with her approach, right, she's thinking right center, that's what's going to happen. She's gotten jammed a couple times there. So it's not a bad idea to try and pitch her inside.
Jordan Smith steps in. Misses outside. Does Jamrog, ball 1. That one catches the corner. 1-1. That one misses away, 2-1. Kind of trying to pound that outside corner.
Yeah, Jamrog didn't have to go away from the rise ball, fastball look, mainly rise ball, most of that entire game. Her off-speed pitches weren't that sharp, but because of the way she locates her rise ball, doesn't necessarily have to be. She can be a north and south pitcher at times, but sometimes that's where the home run ball can come into play. When she goes east to west with it, she has enough velocity to beat hitters, especially get a lot of soft contact, jam shots off the end of the bat.
Here's the 2-2 in the air, and it's trouble right center. Going back and grabbing it is Andrea Day. Held up a little bit. Second out of the inning.
So this is a great approach by Smith, and she has gone the other way a number of times, especially in the last couple of games. But it's located enough on the outside corner to where it gets off the end of the bat. Yes, she's going to make mistakes as Jamrog, but if that's toward the middle of the plate, it's gone.
Yeah, that one didn't quite carry as far as it looked like it might coming off the bat. Lampella steps in. Ball 1. That one also outside, 2-0. That one's a strike, 2 balls and a strike.
Something you know about Jamrog. She will attack you. Considering the amount of innings she's pitched, she does not walk many.
That one misses up high, so a 3-ball, 1-strike count to the cleanup hitter for Western Michigan, Emily Lampella. That one catches the corner. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on at first. In on the fists again, foul back.
It's been very east to west, go in and then probably back toward the outside corner. A good sign though for Western early is that their top 4 hitters, they haven't seemed overpowered by Jamrog, and at times that's where she can work well.
Hard hit, but right at the shortstop, Delaney Jenkinson. And the side is retired without any incident after the leadoff single. Western Michigan, nothing. The Akron Zips coming to the plate. Stadium in downtown Akron. Here's how the Zips will attack Western Michigan offensively. Megan Lee leads off. Haley Glass batting second. Weigast is third. Sullivan had the walk-off grand slam. Cantrell, Day, Selker, Jenkinson, and Civic. And they are facing Hannah Potts in the circle for Western Michigan. Got the start and re-entered in the elimination game that the Broncos just played. And again, she can bring it. She's got some hard stuff.
Yes, she can. She's a little bit more of a higher velocity pitcher than Geyer, and the advantage here is that Akron really hasn't seen her since the end of March.
Megan Lee, the leadoff hitter, ball one.
And the last time she pitched, and you can only take so much of this into account, granted because it was at the end of March, but it was an extra inning win over the Zips for the Broncos. 4-1, 9 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, was not earned. Walked none, struck out 7.
That one catches the corner, 1-1. Megan Lee, much like many of the leadoff hitters in this tournament, when she's on base, there is some really good chaos for Akron's offense. That one misses, 2-1.
Potts last game ended up going 6 2/3. Rather, nope, that was the Northern Illinois win. Get you that line in just a moment.
Here's the 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Lee trying to get on base and do what she does. 3-1. Potts hits the inside corner. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Potts started that game against Ohio, then re-entered and got out of a huge bases-loaded jam when it looked like it was going to get out of hand and Ohio was going to run away with it. And then Western's offense proceeded to find a spark in the 7th.
Ground ball handled by Bella Duncan. And Megan Lee retired on the good defensive play by Bella Duncan.
For Akron's offense, we'll see if this story remains the same. It's taken a while for them to truly get going. It took them a little bit against Skip Miller, and then it took them a long while against Geyer, really not until those walks in the 6th. They were unable to cash in, and then, of course, the big grand slam in the 7th.
Strike one. The other thing about Western Michigan, their defense is really good. You're going to earn pretty much everything you get offensively against the Broncos. Oh. 1-1. And as a pitcher, that allows you to be more aggressive. I know if the ball's hit, if a play should be made behind me, it's going to be. Foul ball, 1-2.
I'm sure Ava Geyer is probably thinking about the at-bat against Glass. Just a little bit. There was could have been a strike 3 call, maybe a generous call before that, but a great job by Glass. Just fought off a ton of 2-strike pitches.
That one misses, 2-2. Broncos play glass straight away. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Like that location there. Glass is a very difficult hitter to strike out. If you're going to get her on that pitch, it's going to be that, especially lately.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. 1-out walk to Haley Glass.
Glass can fly. We've seen her once in this tournament. A ball in the dirt, take off, and heads up play, take second. However, Potts, not a ton of off speed. It's very kind of middle upper half.
Weigest out in front of it. Strike 1. Weigest is the leading RBI producer for the Zips by a wide margin. She has 60. The next closest is right behind her, Lily Sullivan at 29. She also has 11 home runs. One and one.
No hits, though, for Weigast through the first couple of games in this tournament. She's one of those power hitters that just hasn't found her stroke just yet.
Throwing behind the runner and diving back is Glass.
Head likes to do that.
She does.
Did not do it last game, to my surprise.
The 2-1. Foul back. Well, the other thing is that hasn't been a lot of at-bats for the Akron. They've only played 2 games, and they've been 2 close, pretty low-scoring games.
This is only her 7th at-bat. Hasn't walked either.
Here's the 2-2. Battle will continue, 2-2. She fouls it back.
She did have a walk yesterday.
She's starting to get the timing's coming around a little bit more for Weigast. Timing pots up a little bit. The 2-2. There's the off-speed pitch. Potts kind of felt what I did. Count goes full, 3-2.
I think a lot of Western Michigan fans did. She hasn't had that pitch a lot. If that pitch can be on point there in that spot, it's a great sign.
Good rip at it, foul again. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Akron, it's just a matter of making you work, and then finally they've been able to get you in the final moments in the 7th inning, and these are the type of at-bats you're talking about.
Potts delivers. Center field. Oh, diving catch by Lampella. And she's going to get the, she can't convert the double play as Smith couldn't hold on to it. What a grab by Emily Lampella. There's the defense that I was talking about earlier this half inning.
So this is a wonderful grab by Lampella. Gets up, realizes sometimes you need to have the wherewithal. All right, what's going on? Where do I need to throw it? You throw it back to first. Jordan Smith, you can come off the bag a little bit there to make that catch. Wasn't going to be a bang-bang play. Those are the type of little things, because now it gives Lily Sullivan an at-bat, and we all know what she did last time she was at the plate.
Sullivan swings through it, 1-1. It's almost like Smith got caught stretching and she didn't really need to.
No, she did not. She could have moved a foot off the bag, caught it, and still stepped in the bag in time, regardless of Glass's speed.
What a catch by Lampella, though. This one's hitting to right center, and it will be run down by Malarchek. Side is retired. So we head to the top of the 2nd inning. Scoreless game. Good crowd on hand at Firestone Stadium for the championship game of the Mid-American Conference Softball Tournament. Scoreless as we head to the second inning. Due up for Western Michigan. 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order. O'Brien, Niles, and the catcher, Tristan Head.
I think it was encouraging last frame for Akron. A lot of those swings, not only the Wygas swing, but the Sullivan swing. If you think early in the game against Ohio, well, a little bit more against Skip Miller as O'Brien takes a strike, but not yesterday against Geyer. They didn't have those swings a lot in those early innings. It kind of took till innings 5, 6, and 7. If they can get their offense jump-started a little bit, give Jamrock some runs, it could be wraps.
Foul back. So Jamrock had no balls, 2 strikes.
And I think if you're Jamrock, because of how she pitches, not necessarily because of the opponent, Western has done a great job getting to this point, you might rather want to face the Western lineup because your rise ball kind of plays into the extreme power that the Bobcats lineup would have presented you.
1-2 now, the count on Riley O'Brien. Lays off the rise there, 2-2. Bit outside again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Riley O'Brien trying to get on base. Jamrock delivers. Called strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Jamrock.
Tails right back, right over the heart of the plate, and caught her looking, and O'Brien knew it.
Brings up Annalise Niles. Outside corner, strike 1 for Jamrock.
Niles has shown she can go to right field, but if you're Jamrock, if you're living there, you're living quite nicely in this game.
That one misses. Swing and a miss.
Sometimes
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Yeah, sometimes when that pitch is faster, instead of sticking to your right field approach for a right-handed batter, you feel the need to get to it quicker and you pull off it.
Called strike 3, catches the outside corner. Back-to-back called strikeouts.
Gorgeous. And if you're going to get that call, if you're Maddie Jamrock, why go away from it? It's a little bit wider of a strike zone that we've seen in some other games. Niles doesn't like it. If she's getting that call, she's going to go there.
That'll bring Tristan Head to the plate. Takes ball 1.
Couple hits against Jamrock yesterday for the Western Michigan catcher.
Comes inside, ties her up, 1-1. In the air, Wygast going over there, grabs it in foul territory. Side is retired in order. We head to the bottom of the second, scoreless game. The second MAC Championship Softball Tournament. A look at the regular season award winners. Craig Nicholson, the Coach of the Year, and Katie Cantrell, Defensive Player of the Year, is going to lead off this inning. You see a couple of Miami Redhawks, actually 3 of them, Hosick, Manos, and Estrella, and the Nan Harvey award winner for sportsmanship, Ohio pitcher Skip Miller. So it'll be Cantrell, Day, and Selker due up for the Akron Zips. As you saw, Cantrell, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, the catcher for the Zips. Strike one by Hannah Potts. Gets ahead of Cantrell. Cantrell hitting over 300 on the season. Not bad for a really good defensive catcher.
Not bad at all.
Ball away, 1-1.
You notice when that graphic came up with Cantrell, hometown of Flower Mound, Texas. 3 players in the starting lineup from the Lone Star State: Lee, Civic, and Cantrell. Talk about more on that in just a moment.
Outside, 2-1. He did coach in Texas.
Exactly, right. And
Craig
I
Nicholson.
remember asking him this last year. He was at Texas A&M Kingsville for a little bit. That is now helping him with his current team, like adding a recruiting base in a very big softball state.
3-1 the count.
Got a lot of players to choose from.
So Potts falls behind Cantrell, 3-1. Comes right back and runs the count full at 3-2.
You know you're going to get that with Hannah Potts. 3-1. More often than not, it's going to be there.
Payoff pitch. Hit hard. Oh, nice catch by Bella Duncan. Takes a base hit away from her. There we see that defense again by the Broncos.
The way she plays makes me smile. I mean, this is a great piece of hitting by Cantrell. 3-2, it's right there, but snares it. Just the emotion and joy that she plays with. Heck of a play, reaches up, times it well. It's great softball.
So that will bring Andrea Day to the plate for the Zips. Outside, ball 1.
Get to this bottom of the order. They have showed this year they can swing it, but significantly less power once you go 6 through 9.
That one catches the outside corner, 1-1. Herman well in from third base. Smith a little deeper back at first. Fouled away. 1-2 the count. Ooh. Bends out of the way for the inside ball up high. 2-2 the count.
Day, one of the many returning starters on this team, was on the All-MAC freshman team a year ago.
Potts delivers. Tried to check. Did not. Strike 3 is the call. 2 outs here in the second.
Chases on this rise ball, just cannot hold up. Yep, she went around.
Brings Sydney Selker to the plate. Ball 1 by Potts.
Potts has the velocity to live up in the zone, right?
Fouled back, out of play.
Selker is the one player, kind of 6 through 9, that does have some pop. 10 homers, 28 RBIs, sophomore from Sarver, Pennsylvania. She's also pitched a handful of games this year for Akron, but we likely won't see anybody else but Jamrock.
Oh, nice changeup catches the outside corner.
If Hannah Potts has that going, look out. I really haven't seen an effective changeup through the first 3 games from her, but she's thrown a couple of them so far.
That was outstanding. That was located right at the knees. That one bounces in, 2-2.
She doubles up on it, and I think she's still able to establish her rise ball and go with her higher velocity stuff. You got to mix it in every 7th or 8th pitch.
Swings through it. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 up and 3 down. Scoreless as we head to the 3rd. Firestone Stadium, top of the 3rd. Western Michigan and the Zips scoreless here in the championship game. And Harley Wilson's done a great job with the Western Michigan Broncos.
Yes, she has. 3rd season. We talked about it in our previous broadcast, and getting this team back to the MAC tournament and the potential they might have for the future. But the future is not what they're thinking about. They're thinking about now. 2 more wins, they're MAC champs.
In off the plate. Ball 1 to Hannah Herman. So it's Herman, Malarczyk, and Bella Duncan due up. 8-9-1 for the Broncos. Swing and a miss. Count evens at ball and strike. Right up the middle, but right at the center fielder, Megan Lee, for the first out.
Herman has had some really good swings today.
Megan Lee literally didn't have to move for that.
No, she did not. Thought for a second that was going to drop in front of her.
It was hit hard. That had a lot of carry to it. Brings up Megan Malarczyk. Outside corner. Strike 1. Thought about pushing the bunt down the 3rd base line, but could not get it down. So the foul ball, it's 0-2. Trying to find a way to get on to 1st. Just misses the outside corner, 1-2.
Something Jamrog, I think, was probably keeping her eye on. She's already faced these hitters yesterday, but she got to watch the entire game before.
Slapped away.
And see what these Bronco hitters' strengths and weaknesses are, and sometimes that can change day to day. You can have trouble on the inside pitch or just be a step slower on one day and then turn around the next day and make the adjustment. That's the beauty of the game.
The 1-2. Sullivan, nice job. Took a tough hop on her. She hung with it and gets the ground out.
Didn't necessarily field this clean, but this is why they always tell you keep your body in front of it. That right thigh kind of stops it and makes a strong throw. Really, everyone playing 3rd base in this tournament has a strong arm, and Sullivan is no exception.
So that'll bring up Bella Duncan, singled and was stranded at 1st after the leadoff single, her first at bat. Jamrock gets ahead, strike one. In the air, center field. Lee gathers it, side retired, 3 up and 3 down. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third. Good look at Craig Nicholson, MAC Coach of the Year, and he's done a great job with this Akron Zips program.
Indeed, he has. He had experience way back when coaching Ball State, won a MAC title with the Cardinals as well. He said, you know, why did you come back to the MAC when he was hired from Texas A&M Kingsville? And he said, I just want another shot at the Division I level. I knew the league, and the best I could do was try and translate the knowledge I've compiled through my many years of coaching softball to my players. And he knew it was going to be a growth process with this program. And he gets them their first regular season title since before the dawn of the century. And now they're 1 win away from their first ever MAC tournament title.
Yeah, I was surprised that they had never won a MAC championship, tournament championship.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-0. 3-0. But you talk with him for about 5 or 10 minutes and you realize he's really big on being honest with his players, treating people well, and he knows the game unbelievably well. Inside corner, 3-1. Potts delivers. Ball 4. Lead-off walk for Delaney Jenkinson, and now you got some speed with Sevick and Lee behind her.
So now Civic steps in. 4 sacrifices this year. That is the most of any on the team.
You would expect that. She also has the speed to make it a problem when she gets it down. Civic kind of double hit that.
Yep, but thankfully she wasn't out of the box.
Yep. Well, it hit the plate, came back up.
Yeah.
In at third, first baseman is back. Took the bunt off. See if he puts it back on here. First baseman, Jordan Smith, is playing right about at first. Popped up, and you see Civic kind of grabs her helmet.
I mean, you just got to pull back on that. That's not a pitch you can, but, I mean, you would have had to jump to get that down on the ground. And it shows how good she is with her bat-to-ball skills, right? The fact that she even got the bat to that pitch trying to bunt it is pretty impressive.
The 1-2. They say she swung, and it is a strikeout.
Craig Nicholson is not happy. I think this was a little bit of a half swing, if being honest. Oh.
It's kind of tough. If you're a slap hitter, you know. Those are the little things in a close game, though. Your job is to get the bunt down. You got to get the bunt down. Megan Lee steps in, leadoff hitter. Foul back. Strike one.
Potts yet to give up a hit. Both pitchers looking pretty sharp so far, but it's Western Michigan with 2 or 3 hard outs. Cantrell with a line drive, though, for Akron.
Swings through it, 1-2. And Hannah Herman was playing about 30 feet away from home plate at third base. Now what that does when she's back a little bit now, that just widens the hole that Megan Lee has to shoot at that way. 1-2. She moves a couple of feet back again. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got her swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts.
4 strikeout, all swinging for Hannah Potts. Got her on this pitch twice. Outer half. This is a ball. And Lee tries to slap at it. And quite frankly, she's not even close. Velocity blows her away there. I think because Potts is establishing a little bit more of a changeup than she has in previous games, it makes her that much more difficult to hit.
Haley Glass now at the plate. 1 on and 2 outs. Take strike 1.
And in the future, if she's able to develop a true third pitch, I mean, the sky's the limit for Hannah Potts.
Fouled away, 0-2. Be interesting to see with Glass. You might try to steal Jenkins, and if she gets thrown out, it's 2-3-4 due up.
Yeah, it's a good thought.
With 2 outs. Potts delivers. 1-2.
She has attempted the most steals in the team, 8 for 14.
Off speed, runs off the plate, 2-2. Defense straight away for Glass. Hits it the other way. It's trouble down the line into right field. And it will be a double for Glass. They will hold up Jenkinson at third.
First hit of the game for the Akron Zips. Haley Glass goes the other way. Great piece of hitting, gets it out over the plate. Simple, lets the bat do the work. And how about Malarczyk? Oh my goodness.
This defense
they don't
really
give you
good.
extra
They're
runs.
Really good.
And now, with how Potts has been so difficult to hit, you're forced to get 2 hits in a row. Potts isn't a pitcher with her changeup that usually spikes it to where it results in a wild pitch, and it's a big spot for Wygass, who has really yet to get going in this tournament.
So we have a circle visit going on, and we've got Craig Nicholson talking offense with the 2 runners and his batter. So this is Wygast is up, and this is a prototypical RBI situation for her.
Yeah, and she's
got 61 on the year.
Yeah, and she saw it pretty well in the last AB, kind of a little bit off the end of the bat, could have sat back on it a little more, got that front foot down early, but the hips opened a little quick. And that was the near double play on a great catch by Lampella in center.
Strike 1, right at the knees. Pretty good pitch by Potts. Craig Nicholson didn't think so. He didn't like the call. Here's the 0-1. Way out of the zone, up high, 1-1.
Good catch by Head. That was not supposed to be there, and she had to pop up. She barely caught that pitch.
We have seen that from Western Michigan pitching in this tournament. They've missed up high that Head hadn't been able to get. In the air, left center, running it down will be Lampella, and no runs cross the plate. We head to the 4th. Game is still scoreless. Back at Firestone Stadium in downtown Akron, it is the Mid-American Conference Softball Tournament's championship game. The Akron Zips, the Western Michigan Broncos, scoreless as we head to the fourth inning. If the Zips win it, they are MAC softball champs. If Western Michigan wins it, they have to come back tomorrow and do it all over again. Due up for the Broncos, 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order. Caitlin Ty, Jordan Smith, Emily Lampella.
3 innings went rather quickly. I would expect the next few innings to slow down a lot, not only because I think there's going to be more traffic, but there's going to be more pressure situations, so there's going to be more stoppages by the coaches.
Caitlin Ty lined out to the shortstop. Her first at bat, takes ball 1.
4 lineouts against Jamrog so far. Yet just 1 hit.
In the air. Center fielder Lee will grab it for the first out of this fourth inning.
This is the most efficient we've seen Maddie Jamrog in any of the 3 games so far. But with Western making contact, they're not overpowered. You figure at some point they're going to be able to break through for at least a couple.
This is just up and off the plate to Jordan Smith. Smith flew out to right, first at bat. That's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, thought Smith might have hit a home run to right field initially off the bat their first time up.
In the air. Lily Sullivan, the third baseman, grabs it in foul territory. 2 outs. It's 11 in a row retired by Jamrog after the leadoff single to begin the game. Fouled back, strike 1.
Jamrog has gotten into a couple of these rhythms in this tournament. Another one of those pitchers that seems like she gets better as she goes deeper into a game. Confidence just builds.
Off the plate, 1-1 to count.
And she's completely in control right now. There is no panic. She's locating. She's had very few misses across the center of the plate.
And that will be run down by the shortstop, Delaney Jenkinson. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Scoreless game. Back at Firestone Stadium, bottom of the fourth. And the Akron Zips, the top seed, scoreless with Western Michigan. Sullivan, Cantrell, and Day, 4, 5, and 6. In the batting order for Akron facing Hannah Potts. Both pitchers have done very well through the first 4+ innings. Ball 1 to Sullivan. That one bounces in. 2-0.
Keep an eye on Sullivan. Asked her after the game-winning grand slam yesterday. She said, I'm seeing the ball well right now.
Three and 0. Flew out to right field in her first at bat. Four-pitch walk to lead off the fourth. Tristan Head into the circle to talk to her pitcher. I've seen this quite a bit with the Broncos.
Yes, we have. But look where they are now. They are in the championship game. They usually...
There's nothing wrong with it.
As many conferences as they're allowed to use, Western Michigan is going to use them. They want to make sure they are on the same page.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Cantrell steps in. Ball 1.
That's one of those pitches. It's been called a strike, but sometimes when the catcher drops it, in the umpire's head, it almost gives them, not an incentive, but makes them call it a ball.
In the air, left field, going back, and it's gone! A two-run homer for Katie Cantrell puts the Zips on top, 2-0.
When you're hitting it out to left, you just have to elevate it enough. Middle of the plate, Cantrell gets it high in the air. The wind takes care of the rest. Well struck ball, and Akron now 9 outs away from a championship.
Riley O'Brien was tracking it, but she ran out of ballpark.
4th homer of the year for the junior from Flower Mound, Texas.
That'll bring Andrea Day to the plate.
Just the 5th homer of Cantrell's career. Couldn't come in a bigger spot.
Outside corner, called strike.
Potts, you have to bounce back. She did that so well in her previous games, whether it was against NIU or against Ohio just a few hours ago.
Swinging through it, now ahead 0-2.
Can't lose that attack mindset.
That one's off the plate, 1-2. That one goes out of play. Still 1-2.
Western Michigan in the top half of the inning, and Potts just needs to get outs right now, but the pressure's a little bit more magnified now than it was in the Ohio game. I understand they were facing elimination in both, but it's almost all Akron fans, and you know they're one game away from the title, where Ohio was not.
2-2.
And the other thing is that you had shown an ability to get to Skip Miller. You really haven't shown too much of an ability to get to Jamrock.
Duncan goes and grabs it for the first out. That one a little easier than the earlier play she snagged out of the air, but an out nonetheless. Brings Sydney Selker to the plate for the Zips. Fouled back. Strike one. They appeal, did not swing. 1-1 the count.
Mixing in off speed, you still have to throw that every now and then if you're Potts. This is a good time for Selker, who has some power. Have the momentum on your side. Can you build off it?
2-1.
Especially you get ahead in the count. You know Potts wants to throw you a strike. You've seen her a handful of times. Can you finally time her up and utilize that power with the wind blowing out to left?
Misses up high, 3 balls in 1 strike. Another visit to the circle, trying to settle down the freshman pitcher.
The umpire might have to break this one up, and he's going to.
Three and 1 is the count on Sydney Selker. 1 out, already 2 in the inning on the 2-run homer by Katie Cantrell. Hits the corner, count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's been after conversations where it has been useful. Western pitchers have usually dialed in a strike post timeout.
Swing and a miss, comes back and gets the strikeout.
That's why those are big. Western is going to utilize them. It calms down Potts, prevents a 1-out walk, and you bounce right back, get another strikeout. 5th of the game for Hannah Potts.
That'll bring Delaney Jenkinson to the plate. She walked in her previous plate appearance back in the 3rd. Down low, ball 1. Runs off the plate, 2-0.
Jenkinson, a patient hitter, has showed the ability to go to right center. Doesn't have the most gaudy numbers by any means, but she's been a valuable spot toward the bottom of the order, turning it over to the top. And Western's going to talk again with Hannah Potts. I assume this is the last mound visit they have outside of pitching change. It seems like, in the trend with this, anytime they get behind, a pitcher gets behind, they are making sure it is a mound visit. And it is gamesmanship, too. Akron fans are a little unhappy is that they understand they have the momentum. Cantrell still hit the home run in this inning. But as the game gets tighter, they want to elongate the game. They want to slow down at bats. And there's a reason to utilize those behind in the count. You want to prevent base runners. Almost bring a dull kind of to the game to try and recapture the momentum.
Here's the 2-0. In the air. Malarczyk, long run, couldn't bring it down. Kind of hit out of her glove. Had a long way to go to chase that down.
It's really the first miss of kind of seeing her half out there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think she makes that play 90% of the time. Had a long way to run, though. And 2-1 now to count. Foul back, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Called strike 3, but the Akron Zips get on the board with a 2-run homer by Katie Cantrell. Akron takes a 2-0 lead as we head to the 5th. Back at Firestone Stadium, getting set for the top of the 5th inning. Western Michigan will send O'Brien Niles and head to the plate to face Maddie Jamrog. Western Michigan needs some base runners.
Yeah, they do. And
they've only had one, the leadoff hitter. Ball 1.
Jamrog isn't walking hitters, and really you just need a base runner. It was a little bit longer of a layoff for Jamrog in the dugout. Let's see if that affects her. I would say no. And listen, the at-bats with Duncan on first weren't bad ones. There's actually some good contact against Jamrog.
That one misses up high, 2-0.
And with it being just a 2-0 game, we saw Western with their backs against the wall in the top of the 7th, scored 3 against Ohio. Sometimes it just takes as one base runner, even if it's just a 4-pitch walk and you're not required to do anything.
That one drops in, 2-1. Jamrog is retired 12 straight. They play O'Brien pretty much straight away, maybe a little bit more towards left center. Ground ball, Sullivan fields it, throws her out. That had some spin where it kind of hit and was kicking away from Sullivan, but able to handle it.
Right on the bag, just pure arm strength. Doesn't step into this throw, kind of because she doesn't have the time, with O'Brien from the left-handed batter's box running down the line. Outside of the little drop by Glass that resulted in the ball off the fence, and Ty ended up capitalizing on it. Akron's defense has also been pretty good, but we haven't seen a ton of great plays from them because we haven't seen them a ton.
Hit well to center field. Lee goes back and grabs it. Solid contact, but again, right at Megan Lee in center. She barreled that up.
Yeah, we've had a number of lineouts to center. Herman did it. Duncan's done it. A couple of lineouts to short.
You know what, as a pitcher, we call those outs.
Yeah. I count them now. 5 lineouts. About 3 of those were really smoked.
In the air, Weigast grabs it 15 in a row, set down by Maddie Jamrog. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 2-0, Akron leading. Back at Firestone Stadium, and you see, built in 1925. It was redone a couple of years ago to field turf, which is really nice, and has hosted the MAC tournament several different times, including the last few years.
Glad to have the MAC tournament back here at Firestone Stadium. Has been here the last 3 years. Kind of went away.
Pinch hitter Morgan Sizemore will be pinch hitting for Civic. Potts gets ahead. Strike one. That one misses. 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1. Out of play. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Sizemore pinch hitting for Civic, then it goes back to the top of the order for the Zips. Would love to tack on some runs here to this 2-run lead.
It's the third time Head's had to readjust her right shoe, I'm pretty sure. It's to the point where sometimes I think a couple times she's done it in some unfavorable counts to stall the hitter a little bit.
Ground ball. Smith grabs it, runs over to first, first out of the 5th inning. Brings up Megan Lee, grounded out to the second baseman, struck out in her 2 previous at-bats. I would assume Civic will re-enter. They did that one of their earlier games. Pinch hit Sizemore. Yeah.
This is a perfect time to add on. If you're Akron, you get back to the top of the order. You feel pretty good. The Jamrog needs to get 6 outs, but it's where you want to get her. Third time through, too.
Fouled back, strike 1. And again, Hannah Herman is playing halfway down the third baseline. That one misses outside, 1-1. Potts delivers. I think that one went off of the catcher's helmet and came back. See the home plate umpire checking, making sure catcher is okay. 1-2 the count. Now Herman back a little bit, third baseline. 2-2 the count.
I like how Potts continues to go in that outer half of the plate. It's where you can get Lee at times. Struck her out last time.
Fouled away. It will remain 2-2. Potts delivers. Fouled back again. Good battle by Megan Lee.
It's the type of at bat that could spark a rally. Extended. Surprised that I haven't seen Lee, who had 2 bunt hits yesterday, Not try and lay one down. This isn't a spot to do it, though. These are the 2 strikes.
Right back up the middle, base hit to center field.
There you go.
And that usually means good things for this Akron offense when she can get on base.
She gets out in front of it, and it's in the middle of the plate, right? It's not in that outside corner, so she's able to get there easily. Great hand-eye coordination, slaps it into center field for a second.
Brings up Haley Glass, doubled in the 3rd. And walked in the 1st. A ball up and away. In on the hands, fouled back. 1-1.
It was Glass who launched a double down the right field line last time. She does that again. I would think Megan Lee would score with her speed.
Yeah, I would think so. Without a problem.
And it's what they do. They battle with 2 strikes. You really have to make good pitches to put away these zip hitters. And with Potts, kind of gets later into the game. How much is she going to trust her changeup here? I think is big.
In the air, Ty, the shortstop, will grab it for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Sophia Wygast.
Sometimes that doesn't matter. It's that if you can locate good pitches on the inner half of the plate. Wygast gets another shot, looking for her first hit of the tournament.
Ball 1, there's the throw behind the runner. Lee almost stepped on it. Wygast has flown out twice. One of them was a diving catch in center field by Lampella. The other just a fly ball to center. In the air. Shortstop will grab it in shallow center. Side is retired. We head to the 6th. Akron leading 2-0. Welcome back to Firestone Stadium. A good look at Joey Arrieta. Was one-time head coach for the Akron Zips and longtime general manager of the NPF's Akron Racers, who played here at Firestone Stadium, wearing her Akron Zips and here cheering for the University of Akron. Good to see Joey Arrieta.
Wearing a Zips sweatshirt, looking to see some history.
Yeah, first trying to get the first MAC championship, tournament championship in program history. So Hannah Herman, Megan Malarczyk, and Bella Duncan due up for the Western Michigan Broncos. In the air and grabbing it is the second baseman, Brooke Civic, who has re-entered. That'll bring up Megan Malarczyk, and that is 16 in a row set down by Maddie Jamrock after a single by Bella Duncan to lead off the game.
Wow.
Strike 1.
And she's just attacking, right? And listen, it's not like Jamrock has pitched, the perfect game where she's hitting all her spots. And it's all soft contact or a bunch of strikeouts. Her defense is taking care of her, and she's locating more often than not. And Western, when they have hit the ball hard,
set someone.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? That's good pitching. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away. She gets ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the air, Haley Glass. Range is over, grabs it in foul territory. First 2 are retired here in the 6th. She also hasn't walked a batter.
No. Right, and Western.
I mean, that's huge.
Western's been aggressive early in some of these ABs, and Jamrock's working quickly. Something I'd like to see, and it's only a 2-0 game. Duncan, her leadoff hitter, designed to get on, good hitter, only hit in the game.
Ball 1, misses outside.
Some of these Western hitters that are getting behind in the count. Little bit of gamesmanship, step out, call time, give Jamrock a little bit of time to think.
In on the hands, going back, Civic will grab it. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0, Akron leading. Welcome back to Firestone Stadium Mid-American Conference Softball Championship Tournament. And here's a little bit of history. And you see Central Michigan leads the way with 10. Miami has 8. Akron trying to win their first ever MAC softball title. 3 outs away from doing so. Right now, they'd like to add a couple of runs on here, as it will be Sullivan, Cantrell, and Day facing Hannah Potts. Ball 1. And Potts, a walk and a home run are the only runs in this game. 2-run homer by Cantrell, who is on deck. Sullivan walked and was ahead of Cantrell's 2-run homer. 1-1 the count.
Sullivan has had some really good at-bats throughout this tournament, specifically in the latter half. Got a founder swing late in that second game, ended up with that grand slam to win it.
Good off-speed pitch. She hits the outside corner to get ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And if you're Akron, I understand Jamrock's pitching so well. She's retired 18 in a row. You want to keep your foot on the gas here. We saw what Western did last game, 3 in the 7th to take the lead against Ohio.
In the dirt, 2-2.
And the thing I'll say about that, Dave, you got the most dangerous part of the order coming up in the 7th in Ty, Smith, and Lampella. It's who you would want if you're the Broncos.
In the air, right center. Malarczyk will grab it for the first out of this 6th inning.
A couple of those that have just settled down into Malarczyk's glove. Sullivan has had 2 of those this game. Just a tad bit off the end of the bat because Potts throws it on that outer edge.
Katie Cantrell. Last time up in the 4th, homered to left. The difference in the game so far. Potts delivers. Outside corner, strike 1.
Part of the reason why Western won that previous game earlier today against Ohio was Potts' ability to pitch out of trouble and keep the lead where it's at.
Outside corner again, 0-2.
And she's got confidence, right? This is the batter that has provided the scoring, and she comes right after fastball outside corner, changeup outside corner.
The 0-2 in the air, center field, going back at the wall and grabbing it right in front of the center field wall is Lampella. Gave it a ride, but the second out of this 6th inning.
Thought she might have another one, and this is the danger. They're starting to see Potts better. Just like the previous 2 games, Akron's bats are starting to come around. Just some hard contact to no avail.
Brings up Andrea Day, lined out to the second baseman in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. Good rip at it, fouled back, strike 1. In the dirt, 1-1. Potts delivers, 2-1.
Couple of changeups in this AB. I would go after Day here. Though she lined out to second last time, not a huge power hitter.
Outside, 3-1. Here's the 3-1. A walk with 2 outs will bring Sydney Selker to the plate.
First time Day's been aboard as Selker is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. It's important Potts attacks here early. If she doesn't, I would not be surprised to see a mound visit.
She has struck out Selker in her 2 previous at-bats. Off the plate inside, ball 1.
Told you. Before it even happens, the thought of getting behind in a count or a big inning, Tristan Head or one of the coaches, they get ahead of it, right? A walk and then a first pitch ball. They know their pitching staff well. And like I mentioned, they get ahead of it. No pun intended with Tristan Head behind the plate. It worked last time with Selker. It was a conversation when Potts was behind 3-1. Last time she was up through 2 strikes, struck her out.
Want to know the count. Misses away, 2-0.
And if this continues, another walk, expect a coaching staff member to come out.
Goes inside and Selker can't catch up. Good location by Potts, kind of tied her up.
Yeah, timing's just been a little bit off this entire tournament for Selker.
The 2-1. 3-1.
So not even before another walk, a coaching staff member comes out. This is what they do, right? They slow down the game before anyone. It's almost like they are trying to prevent any type of situation with multiple runners on base. Any type of 3-1 count. This is exactly what happened with Selker last time. And it's not as even that much of a dangerous part of the order.
And it's the pitching coach. It's not Marley Wilson that goes out there. So it's got to be either mechanics, approach. 3-1 is the count on Sydney Selker. Runner at first is Andrea Day, 2 outs in the 6th. In the air. It's going to drop for a base hit. So that puts a runner in scoring position.
Kind of got jammed a little bit, but she was ready for it this time on 3-1.
It's a great decision by Riley O'Brien. She wasn't going to get there.
No.
Ball gets by her, and all of a sudden, Andrea Day moves well enough she could have potentially gotten home. But an RBI opportunity for Delaney Jenkinson, who takes ball 1.
Walk and a strikeout looking so far today.
Oh. 2-0.
It's to the point where if this is a walk, I haven't seen much action, but they can warm up in the circle enough. Maybe they go to Geyer.
Back up the middle, base hit by Jenkinson. And coming around to score that additional run. And they get Jenkinson out at second is the call. But Day scores on the single before the tag. And I think they're gonna challenge the call. Day scored before, from the naked eye, Day scored before the tag at second. And they're gonna challenge.
Yeah, she scored.
She's safe. And you see immediately,
she scored.
Jenkinson thought that the tag was late. She immediately tapped her head to review that. And they will, in fact, challenge, and we're going to get a review of this. So the question becomes, did the runner, 2 things. Is she safe at second? If the call is safe,
review.
If the call is, well, there's 2 things I got to look at. If she's safe at second, then she's safe at second. If she's out at second, did the runner cross home plate before the player was tagged out? All right, here's a look where we can see both. There's the cut. She's safe without any problem.
Ooh. That's closer at second. But the run does score. So it is 3-0. We know that. Heads up play by Jordan Smith. See if they get a good look at it. Foot slid in there, but it all matters, like, did that foot come up a little short?
So they are coming back with the answer to the review.
After review, the call of out at second stands.
And the runner does score. So we head to the 7th inning. Akron gets an insurance run. 3-0. Akron leads Western Michigan. Akron 3 outs away from winning their first ever MAC championship. Welcome back to Firestone Stadium, downtown Akron, 7th inning. Western Michigan needs 3 runs or the Akron Zips will be MAC tournament champions for the first time in school history. Tough part of the order, as you mentioned in that previous half inning. It's Caitlin Ty, Jordan Smith, Emily Lampella. 2, 3, and 4 facing Maddie Jamrog. And Ty gets ahead, ball 1.
Just the little things to try and get her off her spot. So, for instance, like showing bunt and then pulling back. Yep. Right? Little things to try and get her out of her rhythm. To try and induce some walks, get some runners on base. Then the pressure can mount and you can miss over the middle of the plate.
Base hit. That snaps a string of 18 straight retired. And the leadoff hitter, Caitlin Ty, on first with nobody out here in the 7th.
It's never easy, right? I did not matter that she had retired 18 in a row. You knew this was a tough part of the order. There had been some tough contact, and all it takes now, and there's not a ton of home run power outside of 1 through 3 in this lineup, but all it takes is a couple runners on and things can get interesting.
Ball 1 to Jordan Smith.
For Smith, you're not in a hurry. Take your time getting into the box. Make her slow down.
Jamrog delivers. 2-0.
She's starting to miss up. I understand you're not the tying run. I would be red light here. She's missed up a couple times.
That one drops in. 2-1.
All right, now you're ready to go. If you're Jordan Smith, you've hit the ball hard to right the first time. Looking for that pitch again to drive to the gap.
The 2-1. 3-1. A walk. So now 2 on. Nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Emily Lampella.
They just don't go away, right? And you know this is Jamrog's game, and now we're finally going to get a conversation. First time with multiple runners on base. Again, Lampella is not a big-time home run hitter, so to think she's just going to tie the game in one swing, I mean, it's possible, 3 home runs, but she's been a good hitter in this tournament. You're thinking hit the ball hard somewhere, and after this conversation, it's probably going to settle Jamrog down a little bit. Have the nerves of trying to close out a championship game after you've been so good, something that your program has never done. So if you're Lampella, she's probably going to try and attack early. I'd be prepared for that. If you can get a hit here, you can score tie, bring the go-ahead run to the plate. All the pressure comes on Akron here. They're the 1 seed, you're the 6 seed. And you know you've already done this once in the game before, is score 3 in the top of the 7th to keep the game going.
Haley Smith is the pinch runner at first. That's a strike. Shows bunt, pulls it back.
Tactic that Ty used to try and get her out of the zone, but after the conversation, you knew Jamrog was going to throw a strike.
In the air, left field, Glass gathers it first out of the inning.
Now that settles her down a little bit, right? Little up in the zone, kind of a half swing there. Didn't get all that she needed into it with her lower half.
And that'll bring Riley O'Brien to the plate. O'Brien struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th. Outside corner, Jamrog gets ahead, strike 1. Softly hit, Jenkinson grabs it, throws it into right field. A nice job to back up by the right fielder Day, but now 2 outs.
Oh my goodness, Caitlin Ty. Wow, she has been so good in this tournament, and this is a double play to end the game, right? She's out. Maybe. It would have been very close. Comes down to Niles now.
Annalise Niles struck out in the second, flew out to center in the fifth. 2 outs, first and third. And if you're the Zips, the runners on base don't matter.
Nope, they do not.
The batter is the one that matters at this point.
Niles smoked it to center last time, 6 homers on the year.
2-0. Ground ball into left field, base hit, 3-1.
Niles has had some good ABs. Now it comes down to Tristan Head. I would think a pinch runner here at first, Yacaprero, because, and we're going to get a pinch hitter, Jaden Merrill, too.
Merrill pinch hit in the last game.
Yep, Yacaprero, that's what we thought. And because you know anything to the gap, you need to make sure this game is tied. Merrill has 5 home runs this year. 16 RBIs.
Had a couple of good swings, pinch hitting against Skip Miller in the elimination game before this one.
Hasn't had a hit, though, since April 4th.
2 outs, first and second. 2-run lead for the Zips. Ball 1 by Jamrod.
She's got to control it here. She's got to make sure she attacks her, even though she's the go-ahead run, because the last thing you want to do is move a fast pinch runner into scoring position with Herman, who swung it really well today.
Inside corner, 1-1. Hard hit, Jenkinson knocks it down, and they're going to hold the runner wisely at third.
They just don't go away. Now you're a base hit to the outfield, not an infield hit from tying the game. Great piece of hitting by Merrill. And honestly, this is one of the hitters that has hit pretty well today. A line out to center, her first time up. Kind of got jammed last time, popped it up to second. And are we going to get a third pinch runner maybe for Merrill? Maybe Head re-enters. I think Marley Wilson wants to talk it over with her coaching staff and decide where she wants to go with this. You have the right runners on third and second, 2 pinch runners. This would be something if Western Michigan is able to tie the game.
So they've conferred. And it will be Tristan Head re-entering. So the situation is this: tying run is on at second base. Batter, Hannah Herman. Jamrod, strike 1.
Oh, right there, she's going to attack you. You're going to have if you're Herman, you're going to have a chance to tie this game. Jamrod's not going to mess around.
The 0-1. 1-1.
A little bit up. She gets that first pitch again. She's got to try and drive that to a gap.
Softly hit. Sidnick grabs it. And for the first time ever, Akron, MAC champs and headed to the Division I Softball Championship Tournament. The final score, Maddie Jamrock gets it done, a complete game win. Akron is your Mid-American Conference softball champs. We'll be back to wrap this one up after a quick timeout at Firestone Stadium. Congratulations, Craig Nicholson. Akron wins it. Let's head down to the field. Dane Richardson has Craig Nicholson, a happy head coach.
Coach, you just led Akron to their first ever MAC softball tournament title. How does this feel?
It feels great. I'm just happy for these kids. What they've done, the work they put in, the effort level, it's been a great ride so far.
You came back to the MAC. You took this. You guys came up a little bit short in last year's MAC tournament. You had a lot of returners. What do you think it means to them to have an opportunity to play in a regional?
I think they're super excited about it. They've been talking about it all week. To the point where I had to tell them, hey guys, let's take care of business first a little bit. But yeah, they're super excited. They came. Most of these kids are now people that our staff's recruited, and they came here to do this. And you know, it's just super satisfying for me and for our whole group to see that come to fruition.
Maddie Jamrock, she does it again. Complete game, finishes it. A little bit of stress in the seventh. How was she able to pitch so well today?
Well, you watched us play all weekend, so did you think there wouldn't be stress in the seventh, right? She's just going to compete her tail off every time. And, you know, the thing we always know from her is we're going to get the best effort she has. You look at, and you go through that game, and I mean, she's given up one hit going into the seventh inning, and she also didn't walk anybody. And, you know, that's pretty standard, pretty par for the course for her, so.
Coach, congratulations.
Here, heads up.
My favorite.
Dave will send it back up to you.
All right. Favorite part of that is, of course, you've watched us play all week. You know there's going to be stress in the seventh inning. A couple of walk-offs. Let's head back down to Dane with Maddie Jamrock.
Maddie, you pitch a complete. Able to get that done in a.
I really rely on my teammates to give me energy and help me push through. I look to my second baseman, Brooke, my shortstop, DJ, and my center fielder, Megan. They really help me through the innings and help me to calm down.
Does this mean you team that you can do this in your?
I mean, it's just awesome. It's such a privilege to be here, and we're making history with this team, and it's just so fun to be a part of it.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you. Go Zips.
Dave, back to you.
All right, Dane. Maddie Jamrock, obviously happy. At one point in time, retired 18 straight. in this MAC championship matchup. So the Zips win it over Western Michigan. For Dane Richardson, I'm Dave Bacon. So long from Firestone Stadium. The final score, the Akron Zips 3, the Western Michigan Broncos 1. Congratulations to Craig Nicholson and the Zips. They're headed to the NCAA Division I tournament, first time in school history. All games airing on the ESPN networks and streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the Zips 2026 MAC softball champs.